Alright, we got Jimmy our roller. He's the future of basketball.
Witness
Probably talking about Wemby, I ain't gonna lie.
was one of the rarest occurrences to
Be sure to subscribe if you like the video.
2 seconds. The clock reset. Shaquille O'Neal.
Damn, black and gray.
19 points in
I mean,
the
black and
quarter
white.
for O'Neal.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say, guys. I got a little bit lost in the sauce.
30-footer from
Yeah.
Shaquille O'Neal. An otherwise awesome shot, but in this particular case, it was an absolute abnormality. Because
this in the
throughout his
80s?
19-year career, he made 11,330 shots. The one you just watched was the one and only three-pointer. This
Damn.
was back in 1996, when big men lived in the paint, three-pointers being virtually off limits for them. Out of the 41 active 7-footers in the league that season, only 12 of them hit at least a single three-pointer. Only 7 of them hit multiple three-pointers, and Arvydas Sabonis was breaking the mold, hitting a whopping 39 threes throughout the
Who?
entire season. Sabonis was breaking only 7 of them.
Sabonis
hit
used to play in the
multiple
90s?
three-pointers, and Arvydas Sabonis was
Ah, no, that's
breaking
another
the
one.
mold, hitting a whopping 39 threes throughout the entire season, more than every other 7-footer combined. But the league has changed a lot since 1996. Sabonis' historic shooting season.
Man, I got scared for a second, bro. I was gonna say, maybe that's why you're making those points and shit, bro.
Dirk Nowitzki, Brook Lopez,
Nigga been in the NBA for 30 years.
redefining what it means to be a
I mean, I've been
shooting
30
big.
for
The
30.
ability to shoot the long ball, transforming from
Porzingis, look at Porzingis, man. Ah,
a
man.
necessity in today's league. But it was Lauri Markkanen back in 2023 who set a new benchmark for just how lethal a big man can be from outside, sinking 200
Lopez,
three-pointers
Markkanen.
in a single
Damn.
season. By far,
Yeah,
the most
Markkanen did go
lethal
crazy in
season
2023, I ain't gonna lie.
history.
He deserved
At
it.
least it will be until the end of this season, because Victor Wembanyama is on pace to do this. 243 pointers in a single season, a mark that completely laps even the greatest big men shooters of all time. But Victor isn't just a 7-footer. He's one of the tallest players in the history of the league. If we limit the players on this graph to those at least as tall as Wemby, well, yeah.
Damn.
Basketball singularity.
One of one.
While also
Look
being
at Wemby,
the best
man.
defensive player on the planet.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I knew Wemby was gonna be up, bro. People were talking shit in the first season.
The big man
I ain't gonna
his
lie.
game is too soft and that his skill set doesn't match his size. Playing 25 feet away from the basket, almost in defiance of his size and physical advantage. Why is he all the way out there? The jaw-dropping displays of skills far too refined for a player his size are cool and all, but why don't you try posting somebody up for a change? Wemby is already a generational talent.
Facts. Nigga averaging like 25 points per game in the second season in the league, bro.
If you refuse to use it.
Can't really
Is
talk
Wemby
shit.
falling victim to a league that has become infatuated with guard skills and the long ball? Or is he on the brink of completely altering the entire landscape of basketball and how the game is played?
That's what Bubba was supposed to do. But now they can't do shit since he came on the NBA, bro. I'm so disappointed in Bubba, bro. Man, give me your body. No, you know what? Listen, yeah, never mind. I don't want your body, bro. You kind of chopped. Bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm good. Wemby?
What in the NBA evolution did I just witness? There was a point in time, not very long ago, where if you told NBA fans there would be a 7'4" giant doing
One leg three, yeah. I ain't gonna lie. Wemby's weird, bro.
feet out, no one would believe you. And yet, here we are. Victor Wembanyama.
And you know what's crazy is that I was playing 2K and like I was in year I think 20, 26, 27, 26, 27, yeah, something like that. 2026, 2027 year, I think. And or maybe a year, yeah, but something like that. And bro, the Spurs were at the finals, my nigga. Like the Spurs were in the I was like, yo, what the fuck the Spurs doing in the finals? And that's fucking why, because of Wemby, bro. And even this year, I'm looking at the team and they're like, they playing good, bro. So I ain't gonna lie, 2K was not wrong, bro.
Greatest players of our lifetime. Wemby is on an early trajectory.
The Spurs can actually make the finals in maybe 2 years, 2-3 years. I think they can, definitely. It's possible.
The all-time blocks leader and more threes than the all-time threes leader. It's like the basketball gods wanted to play a game by creating an unfair player who can just do everything all at the same time. And once
Damn.
you compare Wemby's impact to other players in just their second season, the gap he has on everyone is almost unbelievable. Here are some of the greatest players of the last 2 decades and the progression through their first 2 seasons according to estimated plus minus. Now, a -1
Look
is
at
about
Tatum,
being
man.
average. So even players who got off to a relatively slow start, like Giannis, Shea, and Westbrook, were still on a positive trajectory early in their careers. Now, an EPM of 3.5.
Yeah, Wemby was like this right away, bro.
So players like LeBron, AD, Luka, and Jokic were already stars in just their second season in the league. And then there's Wemby, who isn't just a superstar, but an MVP candidate in just his second season. These are the best players across multiple generations of NBA basketball, and Victor Wembanyama is outpacing all of them.
I like this, Wemby. I like this.
Already producing at a level that even the best players don't reach until their 4th or 5th season. Right now, Victor isn't competing to be the best young player in the league. He's quickly approaching the best players in the world. According to most advanced metrics, so far this season, Victor has been statistically a top 5 player in the NBA. Estimated plus minus, for example, has Wemby as the 3rd most impactful player in the league this
Shit. Yeah, I'm so happy for Wemby, bro.
Now,
Hey, man.
Giannis are 2 of the top players of their entire generation in their prime, and Wemby is already impacting games at their level in just his second season. We knew Wemby was going to be good if he could stay healthy and on the court. We knew he could be a defensive superstar just off of his physical tools alone. But no one on God's green earth knew this was a possibility. Because, quite frankly, it probably shouldn't be. Here is every single player in the NBA who has attempted at least 200 shots this season, mapped out according to their average shot distance on the x-axis and their height on the y-axis.
Because I have to start reacting to Spurs game. I mean, I'm already reacting to them, depending on who they're playing.
They tend to operate. Big guys usually play near the rim, like Gobert and Gafford, who live right underneath it.
Cats
The further
do
you
shoot
go,
trees.
the less height grants
I
an
love
advantage,
trees.
and so typically
I
you
actually
find
love that
smaller
bit.
players outside, like Steph Curry and Peyton Pritchard. Of course, there are outliers. TJ McConnell is just 6'1", and yet his average shot distance resembles that of a power forward.
Damn.
Markkanen and Brook Lopez are 7-footers, but you wouldn't know it based off the fact that the average of all of their shots is near the 3-point line. Where is Wemby in all of this? Well, he's right here, about a mile away from where you would expect the tallest player in the NBA to be, with shots that mirror a shooting guard.
Damn.
So far this season, Wemby's average shot is further out than some of the most prolific perimeter players like Harden and Luka. Anthony Edwards has attempted the most threes in the NBA this season, and even he is shooting closer to the basket than Wemby is. Karl Anthony Towns is in conversations as the best long-range shooting big ever, and Wemby is far closer to Steph than he is to Cat.
Damn.
It is mind-boggling. And yet, as incredible as this is, there's an equal amount of concern for the future of Wemby's career and the consequences of this playstyle. Victor is a part of a generation of players who are inheriting a league that has been taken over by outside play and homogenous guard-like skill sets. We're watching this kid shatter records and bend the game in ways that we never thought were possible, and yet, for some fans, his game isn't what it should be. Victor isn't just the tallest player in the league. He's one of the tallest human beings on Earth. As cool as it is to see him hit step-back threes and do his best impression of a combo guard, it feels almost criminal that he isn't taking advantage of all of that size near the rim.
But he do both, though.
For giants with an 8-foot wingspan and the potential to be unstoppable near the rim, shooting just 20% of his shots within 3 feet and 50% of his shots.
But let him be him, bro. Come on,
As
bro.
one fan put it, Wemby took the KD route instead of the Hakeem route. The league should be elated. Now, getting compared to Kevin Durant isn't quite the worst thing in the world. But
Yeah.
considering who we're dealing with, it doesn't feel right for Wemby to be relegated to a hyper-lengthy, long-range bucket getter. In a league that continues to move further away from the basket, if there's one player we had hopes wouldn't lean into this new age of basketball, it was Wemby. But this assessment is all wrong. Wemby hasn't taken the KD route, and he hasn't taken the Hakeem route either. He's doing both at the same time.
That's what I'm saying.
Already
When I watch game, he do both. He play defense. That's what I'm saying.
It takes even the greatest
Niggas not watch ball, bro. They're just talking, bro.
to achieve. But that was the scouting
They be watching highlights on YouTube.
An era era-defining defensive talent.
I haven't watched highlights. I think they just see reels and shit.
And the potential to develop his offensive skill set was all there, but only in flashes. The question being not if, but when he could elevate to a truly elite offensive talent. Of all the timelines people had in mind, I'm not sure if anyone considered the possibility that he would check off those boxes just a season and a half into his NBA career. For some perspective, here are some of the greatest scorers in NBA history on a scale of points per possession. And here are the best defensive players in league history on a scale of defensive box plus minus. Now, being ultra elite on both sides of the ball is about the rarest thing in all of basketball, which is why on the scoring side, those defensive superstars fall here, and on the defensive side, those offensive superstars fall here. It's like some sort of intangible law of the game that keeps it balanced. Ben Wallace and Draymond Green could go toe-to-toe with just about anyone on defense, but Lord help us if they need to get a bucket. On the other hand, Iverson and Steph score at
Why you got the German like that, bro?
to go down the other end and get you a stop. But there have been a handful of truly great two-way players, like Duncan, Hakeem, Kawhi, David Robinson, Giannis, and Michael Jordan. Oh, and of course, the giant freak of nature 21-year-old alien, who is already on his way to being the best two-way weapon the game has ever seen. But this is a 21-year-old Wemby looking at a player who looks like a work of fiction. So remind me again what exactly the problem is with Wemby's game. Earlier this season, Victor was facing criticism for some of his performances. Why would you ever be standing 25 feet from the basket throwing up bricks when you have the physical tools to drop the ball in the hoop without even jumping?
I don't know about physical, I mean,
So
but
has Wemby's performances.
50. Yo, Wemby did go for 50 points at one point.
Is actually really entertaining. But
I
the initial
forgot.
criticism
That's
Wemby
insane.
received from fans is a testament to just how far-fetched and rebellious his game is, and how fans of the NBA are reluctant to change until the change works. When Dirk Nowitzki first entered the league, and even during his rise to superstardom, he was often criticized for being soft, and that in a time of true dominant big men, he wasn't one of them. Part of this was the stigma around European players at the time, but a large factor was his play style. The concept of a 7-footer handling the ball, facing up, and living off of 15-foot fadeaways was just too odd for some fans to accept. Now looking back, Dirk Nowitzki was nothing short of an incredible innovator, ahead of his time. And the criticism,
Shout out to Dirk Nowitzki, man.
was for the most
One of a
part
hell of a
just
player,
symptom
bro.
of fans reluctant to accept something new and different. Kevin Durant is on record saying he deliberately understated his height early on in his career because he knew if his listed height started with a 7, he would be labeled as a post player regardless of his skill set. Sounds a bit crazy now, but with how people viewed the game 20 years ago, without this decision, we may have never got the chance to witness this player. Early in his career, Michael Jordan was told that ball-heavy guards do not win championships. The formula for winning was rooted in the big man, and history confirmed this theory. Around the same time, Magic and Isaiah Thomas were breaking the mold, winning titles and laying the framework for Michael to completely dismantle these previous outdated notions. But of course, no one believed three-pointers could be the key piece to winning a championship until the Warriors rewrote history books and forever changed basketball.
Man, look at the Warriors,
No
bro.
one wants change until it works. The only problem is you will never know if it works or not until someone comes in and wipes away all doubt. Victor Wembanyama is in the process of doing just that. Recently, while on the Bill Simmons podcast, Kirk Goldsberry
And they can make the playoffs this year, or they're playing.
progression
It's
of
possible.
basketball can be, and how the next phase of the NBA may be centered around the skilled big man.
We're about to see
We're
that.
about small ball. We're halfway through the
Yeah.
2020s here, Bill. And we might call it skill ball, I think, because even the big dudes like Jokic and Embiid and Wemby, like name a center from 2004 or 1994. Could they do anything that Jokic do? Maybe and Rasheed Wallace. There were some guys that were super skilled that could shoot the ball and pass and dribble.
Well,
but
it's basically Rasheed. Rasheed was the guy everyone pointed to and said, "Oh my God, this guy, he can shoot from outside, he can post up," and we held him up to this crazy level, and he was like 16 points a game.
This generation does everything. Everybody does everything. Dribble, pass, and shoot. And skill has never been this high. And Wemby is giving us a very clear next up. Everything is clicking. You know, he was very hyped like LeBron coming in. But I think Victor Wembanyama is poised to be the next greatest player in the NBA at some point in the next 5 years.
Looking back at how basketball has changed over the years, it only makes
That could have been you, Embiid. Well, you trash now. You washed, bro. I ain't gonna lie,
the
bro.
next step in the game's evolution. Almost a direct
Now it's Jokic
counter
time.
to the small ball era that preceded it. And Victor is well aware of this. As he put it, the best way for me to help is to not put me in a box. We know we are going to make something original, something special. Coaches and staff within the Spurs organization encouraging Victor's departure from positional norms, knowing that allowing him to play his game won't stunt his potential, it will help him reach it. It doesn't make sense that Wemby can drill 30-footers, or get into his bag, or tell his guards.
Look at him, bro. Look at this, bro. It's not even
We like
possible,
our
bro.
bigs to play big. I mean, usually we like our bigs to play big. Wait, hold on, that was actually kind of sick. Okay, well, height is just a number, but you gotta take advantage of it. We've heard it all before. Declarations that all made sense until the next.
Yeah, Wemby's up next, bro. I don't give a
staring
fuck.
it in the face. Any attempt to
Don't worry,
define
LeBron.
his game or compare him
He's
to
gonna leave the
others
NBA in great hands.
present will leave you empty-handed.
You got Wemby, you got me. You feel me? We're gonna take care of the NBA, bro.
Illogical. He isn't just really good. He is really good in a whole new way. We are witnessing the future of basketball. And if you didn't like the idea of a guard anchoring your team, if you didn't like the idea of 7-footers popping out and taking long jumpers, and if you didn't like the three-point revolution, then you sure aren't gonna like what this guy ends up doing.
Sheesh. W video.